was all about the kids having something to do on a Sunday. They had something to look forward to. We all got in and made it a day of kids enjoying themselves.
Back to the real original days when some of the first children were coming together in the early 70s, 74, 75 and playing at the brickfields.
So Paul, he used to take 3 of my children down with 2 rubbish bins and a jumper, and they used to play football. So the first day they had a game. The second time we had 2 people come. Next week there was 20 boys there. The next week went down and there was 100 boys. They'd come from all over Launceston to play football on a Sunday for an hour. So he went to Ray Walker, who was connected with Ansett, got a few delegates, and they started it up.
Peter Eady from Pete's Boys Wear, he was fantastic.
He supplied all the Guernseys.
Big M was another sponsor.
Centre Point. They were good ones too. They all got involved, whether they had children or not. And if they didn't have a pair of boots or they didn't have shorts, we'd raise money and supply the kids with things.
Volunteering's the lifeblood of football, and certainly in those early days, I recall when I started in the NTJFA that the clubs were responsible for goal umpires and boundary umpires. So the association supplied central umpires. So my father goal umpired my games, a best mate of his, Reg Davies, umpired another age group, and then they rotated as we went through our junior football years. So certainly in those early years, the clubs supplied a good volunteer base to support the participation numbers.
The grounds themselves have been transformed. The facilities are significantly better.
The weather doesn't change. When we were younger, knee-deep mud, very cold, change room facilities that certainly weren't as advanced as what they are now.
Early on, we decided, okay, we can play a combined game against the south or the northwest, which we did. And then that evolved into playing states like Melbourne, there was Dandenong, South Australia Central Districts, and Claremont over in West Australia.
And then they all came over here and they played at City South.
Each club seemed to have 1 or 2 really good footballers. Brett Hughes, he was head and shoulders above some of the other kids at that age. He was a brilliant footballer. Michael Mole was another one.
Darren Davies. Darren ended up at the Western Bulldogs, Footscray at the time, and St Kilda. And David Grant, so David started his junior career at Launceston, then went to City South, and he ended up playing a significant amount of football for St Kilda.
Since the introduction of girls football into the NTJFA, that's probably been the most transformational and in a way revolutionary change. We've had boys football right through, and that's been the foundation and base of the competition, but the girls football's just taken off like we couldn't expect really. So that's been exciting that now all children have got the opportunity to play the great game.
My relatives, when they were young, used to play with Scottsdale, and they were girls. That was in the early 50s or early 40s, actually. I think, the way it's going with the women's football and the men's football, I think it's really good. And I think it gives everybody an incentive to, have a go.
But as long as they stay active in the sport and get all the benefits they can from sport, I think that'd just be fantastic, and it'd be really reflective of the achievements of this 50 years, but also the future years.